Beautiful day, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another video. All right. Buenos dias. Konnichiwa. Ni hao. Bonjour. Bonjourne. Okay. How you guys doing today? To another video of this very loving establishment of edifying. Of course, we always talk about the goodness of our spirit and the fulfillment of what? Knowledge. I'm not the best at everything, but as far as what I do know, I always share. Now, what is not meant to be known, sometimes it's just going to be kept. But however that the will of our Father is however that I am led to do, and that's just that. Okay, and that the will of His fruits be seen. Now, today we're going to be in what? Saint's Mark. And why we're going to be in Saint's Mark is because we're going to be in the Chronicle of Saint Mark, chapter 10, which the topic for that is going to be, at least for today, is going to be faithful obedience. Don't serve the flesh and be pure in understanding and love. Why do we not serve the flesh? Well, it's because the flesh is not going to carry us into the heavens. Okay? It's not going to carry us into the heavens. It's going to carry us into death. Okay? There's a first death and a second death. And, I believe in the Hebrew translation, well, the Hebrew actual scripts, it says mut mut, right? And which means die, die. You won't surely die, but anything that a serpent says, he says it twice to contradict. The first time you don't die for one reason, but you die for a second reason. And the way he said that, it was to contradict with with the perspective of his own claim, right? On how he maneuvers that and basically try to persuade Adam and Eve. But when we know that the second death is damnation, rather than just leaving your body and giving up the spirit, right? Eternal damnation. We have our Elohim, the consuming fire. What you think happens to the spirit, which is considered to be eternal? It's deconstructed back to its natural state, just like everything else that originates as a concept. And if people don't believe that to be so, hey, good for you. Now, as far as the dead, there's so many things that goes into this world. It's not much really that needs to be understood. That's not already seen. Mind you, there is a place underneath this earth that I made a video about, probably in my previous early videos, when I was talking about the earth and how the earth was for wherever that things are when it comes to the second death, the dimensional planes, about the hollow earth. And for those that are conspiracy theorists, um yes, people call it Gata, Sheol, the underworld, Hades, right? Like all of these things. Why people don't think it's a hollow place? We watch, if you've ever watched anime, you watched Bleach, um, you get to see the aspect of how things look. And there are different planes in those dimensions. Mind you, the nighttime is when it's like the sun to these spirits. And the daytime is for man and all things living. But I guess I'm gonna say, I guess I've been saying too much to a point where I started repeating some of my stuff. But let's get into the word though. Let's get into the word. Let's get into the word. Let's get into the word. And of course, if you want to use a part of my video, that's totally fine. Use a part of my video. Just give off the right narrative. That's all it is. Because as long as you give the right narrative and the truth without nitpicking anything, and you give the truth, that's all that matters to me. I would not take offense to anybody taking my video, posting it here if you want to take words, whatever the case is, because I give hints for people to look up as well. um you can do that also, but just make sure that the message is understood and is truth. That's all that I want. If you can do that, download the video 1,000 times if you can. I'm fine with that. All right, but let's get all started. Did I do that twice? No, I did not. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. But let's get ready. And of course, we're gonna always do a contradiction and an inspiration. Contradiction to basically simulate the old times and also the times of the now, and an inspiration to just help you with some words to carry you with onto the next day with some type of wisdom, right? Because at the end of the day, potential is always in the making of our betterment. And it's always good and great for us to be the better selves of who we are right now. So let's get started. All right. Now, the first verse, which I believe is one, right, or two. I didn't quite put a number for this one verse, but let's read the subject though. Um, what does it say? It says questions to waste time. And the verse says what? The Pharisees came unto him, attempting to tempt him, and asked, is it lawful for a man to reject his wife? Mm. Circular questions. And this is what wolves do when they don't have any type of claim that is actual logic. But, because obviously a lot of these people that don't believe and they hate Christianity or they just hate Christ or they hate our creator, right? What they would do is they would spin cycle your question and wash it and whitewash it, right? The way that they want. Basically, what I'm saying, they are nitpicking the aspect of the projection on how they want the response that you can give for them to give them an ability or a chance to basically answer however that they plotted against you from the very beginning. And some, they would do that times 10. And if it's to curse you out, they would do that to get attention, to get people to back them up. And they would sometimes extremely do things on an extreme level. Sometimes they will, just to basically say, they will exaggerate. They would extremely exaggerate, just so they can get the best attention that they want. And they will ask you questions left and right, left and right, left and right about nothing. Because most of these people, when it comes to them basically like asking you questions or just talking to you, they're doing that just so that they can confuse you. They doing that to inflate you. They're doing that to confuse you, inflate you, to cause you, like, to basically get you to step out of your own lane. They're doing that. They're doing that because they know that what you're saying is true. They don't like consequences. That's why they always find themselves nitpicking what they want to hear. They do not like consequences. They truly don't. They will even go so far by getting innocent people that might even have started to be on your side, and then they switch sides. Because why? They don't like consequences. They know that what's about to come next is going to be way worse than they could ever even imagine, even if they know half of the things that they've known for so long. They don't like consequences at all. That's why they always say that, is your creator fair? If my creator is not fair, you wouldn't exist. Simple. If our creator did not is not fair, you just would not exist. Fair is allowing you to make the choices between good and bad. Because who wants to make a baby and the baby is not able to do what a baby does? Then we might as well be robots. All of us just put a new update of a character and just let that build, install. Simple, right? So fairness is not about, oh, I'm gonna control, I'm gonna just be there every 10 seconds. No, I'm gonna be there every 10 seconds, but I'm gonna allow you to make the choices, because sometimes those choices might be, they're built to your story. It might help you move. It might help you think. It might help you strengthen you. It might help you, have a shell or have a shield. Toughen up a little. Who knows? People don't like it though. I got to a point where it hurts when you don't get what you want. But I also realize that when you don't get what you want, sometimes it's either try harder, or sometimes you just gotta be patient. Things don't always work out the way that we want it to work out. So sometimes we gotta be patient. We allow ourselves to understand, to learn humbly. Some people, they like to talk. I like to talk, but I also listen. I'm the type of person, when I have a conversation with you when it comes to teaching, I like to laugh. I don't just like to be all serious. But at the same time, there's a certain level of serious and laughing that I just can't surpass. Because once you say certain things, I can forgive you all the time, but once I start to feel uncomfortable after a while, I will let you know, like, hey, this is not it, buddy boy. This is not it, my sister, my brother. This is not it. Because I was cool with it at first, and I tried to overlook it. I tried to get you to understand. You just couldn't understand. I have to now turn my face around. I have to now just block my ears. I have to now stop calling you, stop texting you. And I try not to be like that to people, even when they make weird statements and comments. I really try. But, things happen. So I forgive people. So if you've ever done anything to me, I forgive you. And if I've ever done anything to you, please forgive me. I didn't mean no harm to you. And my intention is not hate, it's not animosity, it's not provocation or infliction. It's just sometimes people don't understand. When we don't understand each other, there's no bridge for us to be able to work together. But if we can't work together and we are able to understand each other and we choose not to understand, that's also a problem. So ego as well. And just like when it comes to relationships, I don't look for relationships. I'm nice, but at the same time, it's like, when people are forcing attention in a sense of making them feel like making themselves feel like they have to act a certain way for people to get their attention. Listen, I've been in situations before. My heart is not a toy. I don't even play about that. This is just me giving an example, by the way. I personally don't look for a wife if she's not already a wife like type of person. It doesn't mean the amount of money, because I made a lot of videos, right, on these topics where people are very toxic in their relationships, and they don't know how to not be toxic. And me personally, I don't speak about toxicity. And it's funny how this verse right here says wife. And mind you, I wasn't like, hey, let me read every chapter. This happens to be that I know for a fact this chapter is something that I had to tell you guys, because I didn't just come across this for nothing. This was meant to happen. Just the same way that you happen to watch me right now. It was meant to happen. So all of this game, gaslighting, toxic triangulation of, like, conversations. I literally just saw the words not too long ago. But yes, these things I don't deal with. I really don't. That's why I don't flirt out here. I can be so nice to a point where you might think that I might like you, but I promise you, me liking you is like, in the sense of dating, is like the furthest thing from my mind. And I had to start rejecting that once I started walking in this path, because I learned that nowadays, even when people are in Christ, in better stability than you, however that it is, it doesn't mean that their mental state is in the right place. They might be good people from the heart. Giving somebody money doesn't make you a good person 100%. Truthfully, that's called a charitable act. That's why when people do things, they do things because they feel like that's the only way to do things. I talk to people. I don't just give money to people. I like to actually talk to people. I like to actually smile, have conversations with people. And I don't like to just I don't like to make fun of people. I really don't. So like some people, even though if I have the ability to make fun of people, I just choose not to. I really don't. Like, I really try not to. Like, I can be very, very disrespectful. I'm very observative, right? I just choose not to. I don't need to roast for me to get people in their feelings if I'm speaking truth and not just observation, because it's worse talking about somebody, right? That about something that they wear rather than who the person is. I look straight through a person. I don't talk about people. I don't do none of this backstabbing stuff. If I say something behind your back, 9 out of 10, I already said it in front of you. Like, majority of the time, if I say something behind your back, 9 out of 10, I said it to you first. So you already know that I'm not either okay with it, or it's more so a joke, or we're just joking around. That's just how the type of person that I am. And I don't even talk behind people back any given ways. I really don't. I don't like lying to people. I don't like when people lie to me. I don't like when people make up stories. I don't like when people say things that don't mean nothing to me. I really have good topics that I talk about. And most of the videos and some of the things, I learned this also because when I make videos about relations, right? It's like I make so many stories that doesn't even regard relations all the time, but I always included it because of love, the word love. Um, I need you guys to watch all of the videos that I make. Right? Watch all of the videos that I make. I would never be the type of person to stand on a podium and talk like the president. That's why I make these videos, because I want you guys to understand that I am not perfect. I don't need to be perfect for the message to be understood. If you really seek the message, it will make sense to you no matter how well you're trained, how well your eyes, your ears are trained. It will always make sense. That's how that works. That's the reason why it's not our job to convert people. It's the spirit, it's the influence of our creator and not our own. Okay? It's just a life lesson learned right there. Because even myself, I used to think at one point in life, right, that it's our decision to, convert people. The only thing you can do is talk to people. It's like being a businessman. Can you sell me the understanding or just the relationship bond, right? To get me to even consider to listen to me about Christ. Can you have me considering Christ? Or just have me retaining the knowledge of Christ in the positive aspect? Without having to disrespect me, without having to get me to feed me lies, or this potential persuasion of trinkets, saying that, oh, if you get this deal, of if you buy this specific radio. You might get this right here. No, I talk to people like they're humans, just like me, the imperfect person that I am. I talk to them in that manner because I know at the end of the day, I mess up just like I used to mess up in my past. And the past is the past. That's why I was forgiven. And I don't get mad about it. I have some actually I have a few of my brothers and my sisters that troll me about that type of stuff, but it's nothing but fun and games for me sometimes because I enjoy the quality time of laughter. I don't mind laughing, cracking slick sometimes back just out of fun. But honestly, if you ever really left something behind, it doesn't really trigger you. You just having fun. You're just laughing. You enjoy life. Okay? But let's move on to the next verse. All right. And the next verse is 3, I believe. Well, it says 3 right there, so I'm going to go with it. All right. And it says on the verse, as far as the chapter, I mean, the subject, it says, they follow the law, their answers are in the law. They follow the law, their answers are in the law. My apologies. Just like the common time. All our answers are in the law, and we should be following them, and we do. But like I said, nitpicking. People only want the good and not the bad that comes with it. Let's just say that you needed an insulin, right? But then the insulin might have bacteria covering around it, and it's either a life or death situation, and there's no insulin that's going to be for another 3 hours. What you going to do? Wait the 3 hours and possibly die, or get the insulin shot now that might have bacterial surrounding it? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna take that chance. That bacteria, let's just say that the bacteria is not gonna kill you, but it is a possibility that it will make you sick. Um, I ain't gonna lie to you, respectfully. I mean, of course, I could wait 3 hours, but if we're talking about life and death, I'm sorry. I'm a chemist. There's certain things that I do know that I can use to my advantage, and some things that I just don't know that I'm gonna need some extra help. And if I gotta call a professor to aid me in some of my chemical laboratoire of experiments, I don't mind doing that at all. I still got connection to some of these people, which is the funny thing about it too, which is hilarious now that I think about it. But yes, let's actually read the verse. It says, so Yahusha said to them, what did you see that Moses wrote for you? They then answered, saying, he wrote the bill of divorce so she can be denied. Then Christ said, so this is your perception of his laws, the ones you choose in the concept of your ideals. Mm. So Moses made the law to divorce because why? People were out here doing stupidity, right? That's what they. Is that actually true that he made the law to divorce, or he allowed them to separate because of their bickering? They couldn't sustain themselves because they had why? They had 20 wives, 15, some of them had 3, 4, 10 wives. Nowadays we have one wife and we can't even take care of one wife as or maintain a mono relation. And a lot of people are looking for polygamy. I don't even know how to say the word properly. Polygamous relationship. Forgive me, please. And if you got any way to help me in the comment section to pronounce this word properly, please do put it in the comment section if you got a question. And if you got an answer, put it in the comment section. And if I got one, I'm gonna answer if you put it in the comment section. But yes, he was saying, is this true or is it your ideal that you think that Moses actually wanted you to separate, or is it because you were bickering him? and it was not a way for him to let you guys stop getting on his nerve, because he's a person too. We can look at it any other way, make the definition very very expertise like, but it doesn't change the fact that yes, Moses was human, and they were bickering him because why? They did not want to stick with one woman, and they got married. That's the reason why a lot of times now relationships are terrible, because people don't know how to maintain the good that they get. But let's get into the next verse. And the next verse says what? As far as the subject, this is verse 23, by the way. The truth of modern society and lies of everyone being Christian. And the verse says, that's this is a crazy one. Man. Later, Christ then spoke to the disciples and said to them, how many that are rich do you think enters the kingdom of the heavens? So there's a lot of people that are looking for money, that either already have money or their life is just based around money. You can't have mammon and not creator. Let your yay be yay, your nay be nay. You can't be lukewarm with it. It's one thing where you do things that you do to work, honest work, that's perfectly fine. If that's your job and your creator's job is not for you to worship him and do what you want to do as far as, dealing with his work, that's fine. That's your choice. Your job don't mean you got to make money. Honestly, people don't even understand. We have things called responsibility, duties. Job is just an action that is required, certain things to be maintained or acquired. Literally, which can be money or can be a virtuous things that come from it. It could be knowledge, it could be exercise, it could be anything. Literally. All right. And I just try to make the definition a bit shorter, so don't try to say that I don't know the definition, because even if we look in this in the dictionary, it's still going to give you an aspect of this specific terminology, regardless on how you want to look at it or not. It doesn't really change much. And I'm saying it like this sarcastically because a lot of people don't want to be open-minded. They just want to be like, hey, no, this is not the original definition. Like, hey, look, I'm getting to the point, and that's just that. Okay, none of this. Like I don't care for all of that. Like I said, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to give you the story, give you the actual explanation of what is supposed to be heard in the way that it's supposed to be heard. If it's not for you, trust and believe you're not open minded, or it's just not the time for it to be for you. And it might just not be me, it might be somebody else. I'm not here to bug you. I'm not here to force you. Okay? But let's read the word. It says, then the next verse says, the disciples were shocked by this. So Christ then said it outwardly, and said, kins, how hard is it for the rich to make it to paradise? Just like a camel, it's easier for the thread to fit in a needle than a rich man making it into paradise. So he's saying that the hardest thing to do is much easier for that to happen, basically putting a thread through a needle hole, right, than people who are looking for money, and the only aspects of their life and their duties of what they consider Christianity and what a Christian should look like is based off of money. mm, that's terrible. People say you got to value money in this world right now for you to help people. No, you don't. People don't even want to understand that. If people did understand that, then that would mean that what, money would not be a valuable thing. So you will be able to help people without having to give money to people. Because why? It's not money that make us live. Because we buy those things that make us live with money when it's actually free. and you can literally grow it yourself. You can engineer things yourself, and those things require skills. Realistically speaking, right? Because the common person won't think like that. They're gonna be like, "Oh no, no, you need money. If I could just pay somebody to do that." And what if there's nobody that have that skill? How much money are you willing to spend for somebody that can, garden, because you don't know how to read a certain language, you don't know how to do a certain thing yourself? You're gonna pay somebody. Let's just say there's 10,000 people that can only fly, right? And flying is something that is required for you to travel, whatever the case is. How much? Let's just say it's just 10,000 people, and then those people were getting paid like $30,000 per person to help people, whatever, and whatever that they do, if it be food delivery. And this is me just giving an example, a very outrageous example too, right? Of course, I'm exaggerating a bit. But how much are you willing to spend now if those 10,000 people, right, reduced to like 2,000? You're gonna have to multiply that by five, because why? It's becoming rare. So skills are becoming rare. Real skills are becoming rare. Because why? We're more lenient on the aspect of having the government, right, provide these aspects of societal expectations of lifestyles for us to live and to survive. Literally. But they will monetize and promote certain people, the people that are not needed to be speaking to the public about negativity. Let me say that. I want to say they're not necessary to speak to the public. Some people got very influential energy, and they just giving the wrong narrative outside this world, out in this world. And that's crazy to me. But enough of that. Let's actually get into the word. Now, what does the word say as far as inspiration this time instead of contradiction? The first verse, which doesn't have a number, by the way, my apologies about that. But if you want to read the full chapter, be my guest. All right. It says, as far as the subject, the first verse, it says, Christ always acknowledged our Creator. The embodiment of our Creator acknowledged our Creator. Mm. The things that our moral, like, mind you, this is, like I said, videos that I have been making for a very, very, very long time. Before even hearing it, for a long time, right? It says what? So Christ then said to him, "Why call me good?" Why does it? Why was that said? Why was that said? It's because why? Why call me good? When our Creator, somebody that made me, that put me here as who He wants to be in the fulfillment of His word, is upon this earth and has already done it. Why call me good? I am your example. That's why I'm here. You get what I mean? Then the next verse says, the things that our moral compass should follow. And that's the subject, by the way. And the verse says, whew, my apologies by that. There is none else but Yahuwah that's good. But you know the commandments that states you mustn't commit adultery, murder, thievery, barring, false witnessing, commit fraud, and last you must respect and love your mother and father. So the title one, so the little one said, Master, all this I have kept all my youth. And the next verse, right, is going to say, give your all to Yahuwah. And that's the subject for that. So Christ told him, the little one, right, for everything he has, sell to the market and give to the poor, and his treasures will be given from the heavens, and afterwards follow him. Remember that he has a lot of goods. Holding value, the young one was held to frustration. So a lot of people will hold on to the things that they have as value, all their gold, all of their ego. They won't surrender. They will tell you everything that has to do with everything, but when it comes to leaving that money alone, not working, not even for anything, giving back to Caesar exactly what is Caesar's. Oh, they're going to fight you for it. They're going to try to convict you for it. They're going to try to conflict you for it. They're going to try to make you a heretic for it, because why? Their mindset is not stuck on the same ideal as you. So, by them dealing with those type of things in life, they're going to persecute you. Because why? Just like these government officials, they sent people in your direction. And trust and believe, if you are actually following truth and the light is in you, yes, just know that the government is going to be watching you. They're going to be listening to you. You're going to have a lot of stalking spirits watching and listening to you. Because why? They don't go to people that are blind. Why would they? They're blind. They don't know any better. See, it's not about repeating scripture. It's about understanding the purpose. See, when you understand the purpose as to why you're doing what you're doing in the life that you're living, you can help people in any way that the spirit, convicts you to do it. Right? And people think that there has to be like a felt of possession where you're not feeling like yourself. No, and when you are of the spirit and you are of the fruit of your creator, it comes naturally to you. Where when you speak, you can think, even if it doesn't come to you right away. Sometimes that is a process itself. It's just the one thing you should never do is doubt. That's all. I'm here to encourage you all. I've already said enough. Much love to you and everyone else. And yeah. And have I said anything about love already? Truly, I have already. So I don't believe there's anything else I need to say. Um oh yeah, don't be jealous. Just don't be jealous. Everything happens for a reason. It doesn't happen just for one purpose. Everything happens for a reason. So keep your mind up. Keep it moving. Keep this energy trail pushing. All right. So much love to you all. Love, 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 and love. All right. And not only that, mm, take care. All right. Also, if nobody say they love you today, let's just say that they don't know what they're talking about. Because I love you. Our Elohim loves you. So what are they talking about? So if they say they don't love you, tell them I said I love you. And here goes a kiss from me to you and to them. And tell them if they don't want my kiss, they better take my kiss. Or it's gonna be a problem. Oh, let me stop. Take care, guys. All right. Much love to you all. Have a beautiful, better day than mine.